your toothpaste or your shampoo and conditioner, or even in that face scrub that you use. So what happens to these products once we throw them out and we're done with them? Well, since they're not made out of organic materials, they don't exactly break down the way that we think leaves or twigs break down. They just get smaller and smaller until they become what's known as microplastics. And to talk to you a little bit more about microplastics, we have Environmental and Ocean Systems scientist, Brenan.
Thank you, Rachel. So microplastics are a result of plastics being exposed on our beachfronts and in our coastal waterways that are constantly exposed to UV radiation. UV radiation breaks down plastics to its constituent components until it becomes so incredibly tiny you can fit about 300 of these microplastic particles on your fingertip. These microplastic particles are consumed by the lowest trophic level organisms in our coastal waterways and in our oceans. When these microplastic particles are consumed, they are not automatically digested. They are consumed, they are lodged inside the muscular tissue of those lowest trophic level organisms like zooplankton, like minnows, like all of the very smallest organisms that you can possibly think of. And then through consumption, through the different trophic levels, those particles become increasingly concentrated in the muscular tissue of the top carnivores. What that means for us as humans is that when we actually harvest these fish, we are basically buying fillets of fish that have microplastic consumption particles inside their muscular tissues. And we cannot break down those microplastic particles at all. So it's very important for us to be able to clean our coastal waterways, to make sure that microplastics do not enter into our waterways, and to do a lot of conservation and relief efforts in our local beaches, in our estuaries, in our local waterways, and especially on our coastal waterfronts in order to avoid this kind of contamination.
Absolutely. So like I mentioned earlier, those plastic bottles and plastic bags, how long does it take for them to get down to that microplastic size? Well, depending on the plastic, it can take hundreds of years. That plastic bag only takes 20. A cigarette butt takes about 5. Those plastic water bottles take 450 years, and even small fishing line can take upwards of 600 years to get down to that size. So what can we do to help? Well, if you remember our 3 R's from waste management, it is reduce, reuse, recycle. And first and foremost, we want to reduce the amount of plastic that we use. Even if it doesn't seem like a lot to you, reducing just the tiniest amount will help, because together we can all make a difference when it comes to plastic on this earth. Alright guys, well I hope you learned something here.